Hello, we're back again. Thank you to everyone that joined the live stream. That was fun to do. Actually, I quite enjoyed that. So I might do something again. I'm not sure if it'll be Scrabble, but I might do something again. Hello. As you can see, we're down the caravan at the field. I've got our lot out at the moment. This is Buffy and Lily, and decided to come and join me just as I put the camera on. Today I'm going to be doing a USB socket over there, and I'm going to show you me doing it. It's got an aerial socket in there and like an old-fashioned 12-volt socket, which they're not very usable these days. You want USB or like a big 12-volt socket. So I've done that already down there. That's got a 12-volt like cigarette lighter socket and a USB one, but up here I want to change that to a double USB. So I've got this blanking plate, and I've got a couple of USB sockets. There we go. So let's get this one off. So I know that behind here, because it's got the mains part of it, there's like a plastic cover at the back that hides the mains. There's like a dividing line just there, and then it covers the back of this as well. So what happens is that is quite long. That doesn't fit in the plastic bit behind, so I need to kind of cut just above the dividing line there and then bend the top back. Not ideal, but it saves like cutting the whole thing away. So I usually just use a pair of snips and just snip each side and then bend it back. So so the first thing we have to do is take these little bits out. There we go, and you can see the screw. Is revealed behind. These are quite long screws generally. They're threaded, not like a rough thread like you would going into wood. They're kind of threaded like bolts. A bit difficult doing this with the camera in the way. Yeah, we don't intend using a TV in here anyway, and if we did, I think there's a separate aerial coming in. Come on. I think the wires are putting it back in. There we go. Yeah, the wires are on it. There we go. So you can see all the wires are going out the side there. This should just unclip this surround. There we go. That lets you see the screws underneath. Oh, so we're about to get a downpour. Slowly but surely. There we go. That's the surround off, so that brings these screws out. And this is the actual bit that needs cut in at the back. So I'll pull the camera back. So in a minute I'm going to have to drill out the blanking plate and then fit those. There we go. See all the wires behind. And this bit, I need to clip this out. There's these little clips there. That clips out, and I need to cut along either side and just bend this top bit back. At the moment I don't know which way round they are, so I'll have to test that. Right, that's those two out, just clamping. There we go. Right, got some room to play now, so I can take that off now. Put that screw back in. Right, that's all the wires out. Now I'm going to cut this down there, and then bend it back. But what I really like about these Clipsal sockets Bring it back here. Here we go. Is they've got storage for their screws. That's the screws I took out of it. And then somewhere here is the 2 screw covers, and they go on these little cross-shaped posts here. Where's the other one? Still there. There we go. So nothing gets lost, and yeah, someone else can use that if they want to. I doubt we'll ever put one back in there, but there we go. Right, I'm just going to take this aerial wire up. That's not doing anything at the moment, so you can just wind that around the edge. Right, so all we've got going through this now is the mains, so we're not going to touch that, but I am going to just it looks brutal, but it's honestly the only way to do it. So when that goes in, we can leave that as a gap, because the 12 volts quite, I mean, it looks quite brutal, but honestly it's okay. Now what comes with those 2 sockets are 2 separate wires. So you've got 2 separate positive and negative wires. So what I need to do is just take one of them and have a tail coming off to power the 2 from the 1 set of wires, if that makes sense. So, so I need to cut these probably about there. There we go. So I've just stripped these. We're going to connect the negatives to each other, just twist the wires together like so. I don't know if you've ever used these snap connectors before, but I think it was Rick that told me about them. They're absolutely ideal for quick jobs, and they're very safe, they're very solid once they're together. So you pull the little levers up and then poke the wires in as far as they'll go, and then snap that down, and then that's in there solid. So we've got 2 coming off of there, the negatives, there we go, nice and solid. And then we just put the other end. This is fused, by the way, so just match these up to the front ones, and then just match up the wires. There we go. And in, and this one's in. I think my light's just gone. It has. Never mind. There we go. That's the wires ready for installing the socket. Yeah, now you can see that this is hanging back a little bit now, so I can thread the wires in through the gap at the top, and there's enough room for these now to sit in the blanking plate with wires connected onto the back. So I've just connected these up with tape at the moment. It's just put together temporarily, and I'll eventually cut the wires and join them up properly. But I haven't got any more connectors with me at the moment, so I can put these wires back down the back now and just leave these wires sticking out of there. There we go. So the sockets are all back in. They're ready to receive the blanking plate with the USBs in. Right, this is where it can all go wrong. So you've got your blanking plate. You basically want to put one there and one there, one above the other. Get these measurements wrong, then you're in stuck. So you kind of, these have got to screw onto the back, and they need to move independently. So on the other one, I did manage to get it too close to this, so I had to cut a load of these nobular bits off. So that needs to kind of spin round so you can do the thing up. I suppose you could wind this actually around for the most part, but I think the best thing to do is have it so that that is as close to that as possible. If we line those nobular bits up, and then we can see from there that that is going to be the middle, from that side and that side. And we're just above this line here, so that should be just fine, providing the drill goes in straight. So then we do the same at the bottom, to line it up with that centre line there. Shush, Lils. Mark that one and then mark that there. Right, that should be our 2 drill points. Can you see those 2 crosses? And that should give us plenty of room. Right, let's drill. Right, I'm going to use this step because I can see I've got holes there that I can drill through, and it's nice and convenient and steady. So I've got a stepper drill which is going to make the hole big enough, and one of these to keep testing in the hole. So that's what we'll do. So what are we on? Position that over the hole, get it right in the middle of the X. Slowly start off, get the hole, there we go. And that's that one done. Turn it round. Right, so we've got our 2 pilot holes done. Just need to swap to the stepper drill now. There we go, I think that'll do. Sorted. Right, when things go wrong, so unfortunately, even though the initial pilot holes were in the right place, using the stepper drill has actually made it come in, probably because of the curve. It's made the drill naturally sort of gravitate down, so these are now too close together. Which is going to be a pain because we can have this problem again. And on the outside these are going to be too close together. So what I'm going to do is take off that line there and that line there, so they'll be like kind of like a figure 8 when they're fitted, and then I'm going to have to cut all these bits off again, which happened on the other one. I thought it was user error on the other one. I thought I did it wrong, but no, it looks like the stepper drill is conforming to that curve there, because from there up it curves, and I think the drill's just naturally pushed itself down that way because of the curve. So not ideal, but I think we can still rescue it. When things go wrong, it's all about just making it work somehow. So not pretty, but we've got the gap between them, and I realised that they don't actually quite line up either. This one's over too far that way. So the stepper drill did a great job of making a big hole, but it didn't do a good job at doing it accurately. But never mind, I think we're just going to have to go with that. I think that's solid enough. It's not going to fall out or anything anyway. So we shall go and put these in, and hope they actually work after all this. Right, so the bronzy looking ones are, or brass looking ones are the positives, the silver ones are the negatives. So that makes this quite easy. There we go. Right, hopefully, when I turn the power on, that'll be blue. Yay! Okay, I'll just turn the power back off again. We've got winds getting up out there. And just feed that up into the gap. There we go. Is that upside down? It's upside down. Oh, just remembered I need to break these off as well. Obviously these get in the way now. It's just so you can have the socket either way, but we don't need those. So I'll just break those off a second. Using my wire cutters, wherever they are. There they are. Oh, these are my old snap-on cutters that I used to have when I was a mechanic. Just a quick snip and they should be off. There we go. All gone. And now, here we go. Up a little bit. Right, let's just put the power on again before I put the caps in. Make sure it definitely is working. There we go. Yay, we got USBs. Here we go, put that in, put that in. Oops. I was going to say I do need to come back and redo those wires behind, but that won't be any problem. I think we're about to get a downpour right there. There we go. Sorted. Can now plug USB things in. How cool is that? And these have got little switches on, so you can actually switch them off when they're not in use. Just little touch switches, so you can just have one on or the other. That's good. Well, that's it really. We got them fitted, just barely, but we got them fitted. I think that's it now for the Caravan. I don't think I need to do anything more other than tidy up and put the little sweep around, because there's lots of bits of plastic on the floor down there, and pack up, go home, have some dinner. So I will see you all in the next video, if this one gets out, because it was such a disaster, but it's done. Take care everyone, bye.